Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a simple question. How many dreams have been delayed not because of failure, but because of comfort? Most people are not defeated by the world. They are defeated by their sofa, their routine, their excuses, and the silent addiction to easy living. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels warm. Comfort feels familiar. But comfort is also a slow thief. It steals ambition. It steals urgency. It steals the version of you that could have been extraordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, success is not created in zones of relaxation. It is created in moments of pressure, decision, and disciplined action. Every great achievement in history started with someone choosing what was hard over what was easy. They woke up earlier than others. They studied when others slept. They tried when others hesitated. And the question is not whether you have potential, you do. The real question is whether you are willing to disturb your comfort to release that potential. Tonight, you are not here just to be entertained. You are here to be challenged. Because inside every comfortable life is an uncomfortable truth. If you stay the same, the world will move ahead without you. Ladies and gentlemen, in the next few minutes, you will discover the success habits of the ultra-successful, the mindset shifts, the daily disciplines, and the courageous actions that separate ordinary lives from legendary ones. So stay with me, listen closely, take notes with your mind. Because what you are about to hear is not about motivation. It is about transformation. And transformation always begins the moment you decide that comfort will no longer control your future. Let me begin with a truth most people don't like to hear. Your feelings are not designed to build your future. They are designed to protect your comfort. Most people wake up and ask, how do I feel today? The ultra-successful wake up and ask, what must be done today? Because feelings change, but discipline creates consistency. If success depended on mood, nobody would ever become great. Some days you feel inspired. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel confident. Some days you doubt yourself. But your future cannot depend on emotional weather. Discipline is the bridge between desire and delivery. The average person waits for motivation. They scroll, they relax, they negotiate with themselves. I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it when I feel ready. I just need one more day. But tomorrow is comfort's favorite word. The ultra-successful understand something different. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. That means if your habits are weak, your dreams will remain wishes. Discipline is doing what is necessary when it is inconvenient. It is waking up early when the bed feels better than the vision. It is working when nobody is clapping. It is practicing when progress feels slow. Nobody applauds discipline in the beginning, but everybody applauds the results in the end. Let me make this practical. Discipline is not heroic. It is repetitive. It is sometimes boring. It is often uncomfortable, but it is powerful. Ultra-successful people do not depend on sudden bursts of energy. They build routines that work even on bad days. They train their mind like a muscle. When the mind says rest, discipline replies work. When the mind says later, discipline replies no. When the mind says this is hard, discipline replies that is why it matters. Here is the dangerous part about feelings. Feelings love comfort. Feelings avoid struggle. Feelings prefer pleasure over progress. If you follow feelings, you will choose the couch over the craft, the phone over the plan, the excuse over the execution. But discipline flips the system. Discipline does not ask what feels good. It asks what builds my future. Ultra-successful people design their days intentionally. They do not ask, what do I want to do? They ask, what do I need to do? And that shift changes everything. Let me say this clearly. Discipline is freedom. People think discipline is punishment. It is not. It is permission to become powerful. When you are disciplined, you control your time. When you control your time, you control your life. When you lack discipline, life controls you. Your alarm controls you. Your habits control you. Your distractions control you. But when discipline enters your life, chaos leaves. The ultra-successful are not superhuman. They are self-governed. They make promises to themselves and keep them. They train when they don't feel like it. They study when comfort calls. They show up when excuses whisper. Because they understand this rule, small disciplined actions done daily create massive success over time. Nobody becomes great in one dramatic moment. They become great through thousands of small, invisible victories. So here is your challenge. Stop asking your feelings for permission. Your future does not need your mood. It needs your movement. Decide today that discipline will be your new identity. Wake up earlier, focus longer, work harder, quit negotiating with comfort. Because comfort feels good now, but discipline feels good forever. And the ultra-successful know one thing for sure. If you master discipline, you master success. They get comfortable being uncomfortable. Let me tell you something most people never realize. The life you want is hidden inside the situations you avoid. Every human being loves comfort. We love familiar routines. We love safe conversations. We love predictable days. But progress does not live in predictability. Progress lives in pressure. The ultra-successful understand that discomfort is not a problem. It is a signal. It is the signal that you are stretching. It is the signal that you are evolving. It is the signal that your old self is too small for your new goals. The average person runs from discomfort. They change direction at the first sign of difficulty. They stop when things feel awkward. They quit when the learning curve feels steep. But the ultra-successful walk directly into it, because comfort never asked you to grow, it asked you to stay. Let me make this real. The first time you speak in public, your heart races. The first time you start a business, your mind doubts. The first time you apply for something bigger, fear shows up. That feeling is not danger. That feeling is development. Your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing new is built there. Ultra-successful people reframe pain. They do not say, this is uncomfortable, I should stop. They say, this is uncomfortable, I must be growing. Every workout burns before it builds. Every skill feels clumsy before it feels confident. Every transformation feels strange before it feels natural. Discomfort is the price of expansion. Let me ask you something. If your life never feels challenging, how will it ever feel remarkable? You cannot become stronger by lifting light problems. Ultra-successful people seek productive struggle. They volunteer for responsibility. They accept tasks others avoid. They move toward opportunities that stretch their identity. While others ask, is this safe? They ask, is this sharpening me? Comfort protects who you are. Discomfort creates who you become. Here is the danger of comfort. It feels like peace, but it produces stagnation. People get comfortable with small salaries, comfortable with weak relationships, comfortable with unfulfilled potential. Years pass, dreams shrink, energy fades, not because life was cruel, but because comfort was seductive. Ultra-successful people refuse to settle emotionally. They deliberately make life harder in the short term to make life easier in the long term. They wake up earlier, they train longer, they study deeper. They push past the moment when quitting feels logical because they understand this law: short-term discomfort creates long-term dominance. Let me give you a mindset shift. Instead of asking, how can I be comfortable? Ask, how can I be capable? Capability beats comfort every time. A comfortable person needs protection. A capable person creates protection. And capability is forged only in uncomfortable conditions. Every level of success demands a new tolerance for discomfort. New income requires new habits. New leadership requires new courage. New vision requires new behavior. You cannot reach a new level using an old comfort zone. Ultra-successful people build a relationship with struggle. They stop seeing discomfort as punishment and start seeing it as training. They say, this pressure is preparing me. This challenge is sharpening me. This fear is educating me. And suddenly, what once felt scary becomes familiar. Let me close this keynote with this. If you always choose the easy road, you will live a hard life. If you choose the hard road now, you will live an easy life later. Growth is not comfortable. Greatness is not convenient. Success is not cozy, but it is worth it. So starting today, stop running from discomfort. Walk into it, train in it, build inside it, because the ultra-successful are not fearless. They are simply more loyal to their future than to their comfort. They control their time ruthlessly. Let me share a truth that separates ordinary lives from extraordinary ones. Success is not about having more time. It is about using time better. Everyone in this room has the same 24 hours. The rich, the poor, the famous, the unknown, no one gets extra minutes. The difference is not time. The difference is priority. The average person spends time. The ultra-successful invest time. There is a big difference between spending and investing. When you spend time, it disappears. When you invest time, it multiplies. Most people don't lose time. They donate it to distractions. They give it to social media. They give it to unnecessary meetings. They give it to complaining, gossip, and entertainment without intention. Ultra-successful people audit their lives. They ask hard questions. Where did my hours go? What produced results? What produced excuses? Time is the only currency you cannot replace. You can earn money back. You can repair relationships. You can rebuild businesses. But you can never reclaim yesterday. That is why the ultra-successful become ruthless with their schedule. They understand this. If you don't control your day will control you. The average person wakes up reactive, checking messages, scrolling headlines, responding to noise. The successful wake up proactive. They decide before the world distracts them. They design their morning before life designs it for them. Because the first hour sets the emotional and mental direction of the entire day. Let me make this practical. Ultra-successful people protect their high-value hours. Those are the hours when your mind is sharp, your energy is high, and your focus is strongest. Instead of wasting those hours on comfort, they use them on creation, planning, learning, and execution. Low-value activities are pushed later. High-value activities are done first. Most people reverse that order and wonder why progress is slow. They also understand the power of saying no. Every yes to distraction is a no to destiny. You cannot build a powerful future while saying yes to everything that interrupts it. Ultra-successful people are selective. They do not attend every invitation. They do not answer every call. They do not engage every argument. They protect their focus like a vault, because focus is the engine of achievement. Let me tell you something uncomfortable. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Many people are exhausted but not effective. They move all day but go nowhere. Ultra-successful people care about results, not activity. They ask, what moves the needle? What creates leverage? Then they eliminate what does not. Comfort loves activity without direction. Success demands execution with intention. Another habit of the ultra-successful is time blocking. They don't hope to work, they schedule work. Your calendar is a mirror of your priorities. If your calendar is empty of growth, your future will be empty of results. They block time for learning. They block time for health. They block time for strategy. They block time for deep, uninterrupted work. Because shallow days create shallow lives, ultra-successful people also understand momentum. Small wins early in the day create emotional energy. They finish important tasks first, and suddenly the rest of the day feels lighter. Progress fuels productivity. Let me close this keynote with a powerful idea. Your life will never be better than your daily routine. If you waste your mornings, you waste your destiny. If you protect your minutes, you protect your future. Stop letting comfort schedule your life. Start commanding your time. Wake up with intention, work with structure, end with reflection. Because the ultra-successful don't ask, where did the time go? They decide, here is where my time will go. And when you control your time, you control your results. Let me begin with a reality check. Every day, you are investing something, your time, your attention, your energy, your focus. The question is not whether you invest. The question is where you invest. Most people invest in comfort. They invest in distraction. They invest in entertainment without direction. The ultra-successful invest in expansion. They understand that what you feed your mind eventually feeds your life. Entertainment makes life enjoyable. Growth makes life meaningful. There is nothing wrong with relaxing. There is nothing wrong with having fun. But when entertainment replaces education, progress becomes impossible. The average person consumes information for pleasure. The successful consume information for power. They read books instead of rumors. They study skills instead of trends. They listen to mentors instead of noise. Your mind is a marketplace. Whatever you shop for mentally, you pay for later with your lifestyle. If you fill your mind with comfort, you purchase limitation. If you fill your mind with growth, you purchase leverage. Ultra-successful people are intentional learners. They don't wait for school to teach them. They teach themselves. They upgrade their skills before the world forces them to. Because in a fast-changing world, what you don't learn today will replace you tomorrow. Let me say that again. Your current skill set is either appreciating or depreciating. There is no neutral. The ultra-successful never stop being students. They invest in coaching. They invest in books, workshops, and experiences. While others spend money to look rich, they spend money to become valuable. Comfort buys status. Growth buys sustainability. Another powerful difference is input discipline. The average person wakes up and scrolls. The ultra-successful wake up and study. What you consume first controls what you create later. If your first input is chaos, your output becomes confusion. If your first input is learning, your output becomes leadership. Ultra-successful people control their information diet. They ask, is this helping me think better? Is this improving my decisions? Is this sharpening my edge? If it does not serve growth, it does not deserve attention. Let me touch on a dangerous trap: comfort entertainment. This is not just movies and music. It is gossip. It is endless scrolling. It is pointless arguments. It is drama addiction. These things feel active, but they produce nothing. They consume your mind without building your future. Ultra-successful people don't just avoid bad habits, they replace them. Instead of scrolling, they study. Instead of gossiping, they plan. Instead of wasting evenings, they invest them. They treat evenings like assets, not escapes, because the hours after work often decide the life after youth. Another habit of the ultra-successful is mentorship. They get close to people who are already where they want to go. They compress decades into months. By learning from experience they did not pay for personally. Comfort surrounds you with people who agree. Growth surrounds you with people who challenge. And challenge is the tuition fee for greatness. Ultra-successful people also apply what they learn. Knowledge without action is entertainment in disguise. They read, then execute. They listen, then implement. They learn, then transform. Because information becomes power only when it becomes behavior. Let me close this keynote with this. You cannot build a strong future with a weak mental diet. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every mentor you follow is a deposit into your destiny. Stop investing in temporary pleasure and start investing in permanent progress. Because comfort entertains you today, but growth secures you tomorrow. And the ultra-successful know. If you want a bigger life, you must first build a bigger mind. Let me start with a perspective shift. Pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is your trainer. Most people think a successful life is a smooth life, but smooth lives do not create strong people. Strength is built where resistance exists. The ultra-successful understand something powerful. Every challenge carries a lesson. Every setback carries a skill. Every struggle carries strength. The average person meets pressure and complains. They ask, why is this happening to me? The ultra-successful meet pressure and ask, what is this teaching me? Because problems are not roadblocks, they are training grounds. Comfort tries to remove pressure. Success uses pressure to create power. Let me make this practical. When business slows down, the average person panics. When business slows down, the successful person analyzes. They look for patterns, they sharpen strategy, They upgrade systems. They do not waste energy on emotion. They invest energy in improvement. Pressure forces evolution. If life never pushed you, you would never discover what you can carry. Ultra-successful people reframe pain. Instead it's too hard, they say, this is making me harder to break. Instead of saying, I can't handle this, they say, this is expanding my capacity. Every time pressure hits, your nervous system learns to stabilize, your mind learns to focus, your character learns endurance. That is resilience. Resilience is not toughness without feeling. It is progress without quitting. It is falling without surrendering identity. Ultra-successful people expect resistance. They do not build plans assuming life will be easy. They build plans assuming life will test them. That mindset changes reaction into preparation. They save before crisis. They train before competition. They learn before necessity. So when pressure comes, it finds them already sharpening. Let me say something important. The goal is not to avoid stress. The goal is to adapt to stress. A weak system collapses under pressure. A strong system evolves under pressure. Ultra-successful people build internal systems. They regulate emotions. They manage breathing under tension. They keep perspective when chaos hits. They do not let one bad day rewrite their identity. Comfort says, protect your feelings. Success says, protect your future. And sometimes protecting your future means standing inside the storm longer than you want to. Another key habit is recovery discipline. Resilient people do not burn out. They bounce back. They sleep with intention. They reflect with honesty. They reset without quitting. They treat failure like feedback. They ask, what worked? What failed? What improves next time? Pressure becomes a professor. The average person escapes problems. The ultra-successful extract value from them. They do not waste pain. They convert it. Let me give you a powerful image. Steel becomes strong in fire. Muscle becomes strong under tension. Leaders become strong under responsibility. If you remove heat, tension, and responsibility, you remove greatness. Ultra-successful people accept this law. They stop wishing life was easier and start wishing they were stronger. And strength is built only when life resists you. Let me close this keynote with this. You are not defined by what happens to you. You are defined by what you become because of it. Pressure will visit everyone, but power is optional. If you choose comfort, pressure will break you. If you choose growth, pressure will build you. So stop asking for lighter burdens and start building stronger backs. Because the ultra-successful are not lucky, they are resilient. And resilience is the habit of turning pressure into progress. Let me start with a trap that holds millions of people hostage, waiting for confidence. Most people believe confidence comes first and action comes second. But life works the opposite way. Action creates confidence. Movement creates momentum. Courage is born after you start, not before. The average person says, let me prepare more. Let me wait until I'm perfect. Let me feel ready. But readiness is a myth created by comfort. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will wait forever. The ultra-successful understand this law. You do not become ready, you become willing. They step forward while unsure. They speak while nervous. They begin while imperfect. Because progress does not respect hesitation. Let me make this real. The first time you try anything meaningful, you will feel awkward. Your first presentation will feel shaky. Your first business will feel messy. Your first leadership role will feel heavy. But nobody starts powerful. They start available. Ultra-successful people value momentum over mastery in the beginning. They know that clarity comes from engagement, not thinking. You do not think your way into courage. You act your way into courage. Comfort wants planning without execution. Success demands execution with adjustment. Another difference is fear management. Ultra-successful people feel fear, but they don't obey it. Fear says, what if you fail? They answer, what if I grow? Fear says, what will people think? They answer, what will I become? Fear is not a stop sign. It is a signal that something meaningful is nearby. If you never feel fear, you are probably playing too small. Ultra-successful people use fear as a compass. If something scares them in a productive way, they move toward it because fear often guards the door to expansion. Let me talk about procrastination. Procrastination is not laziness. It is emotional protection. People delay because starting threatens identity. What if I look foolish? What if I'm not enough? Ultra-successful people change the question. Instead of asking, what if I fail? They ask, what if I never try? That question removes comfort from the equation. They understand that regret weighs more than risk. Another habit is speed of implementation. They learn fast and act faster. The average person listens and waits. The ultra-successful listen and move. Because information decays if not used. A great idea and used becomes mental entertainment. Execution converts vision into reality. They also understand the power of imperfect action. Perfectionism is a polite excuse. It hides fear behind standards. Ultra-successful people respect excellence, but they don't worship delay. They ship before perfect. They adjust while moving. They improve in motion. You cannot steer a parked car. Movement creates feedback. Feedback creates improvement. Improvement creates confidence. So they move first and refine later. Let me share a mindset. You are not behind. You are just inactive. The moment you act, you enter the race. Ultra-successful people collect experiences, not excuses. They volunteer before validation. They build before applause. They start before certainty, because certainty is the reward of action, not the requirement. Let me close this keynote with this. Your future is waiting on a decision, not a feeling. Stop negotiating with fear. Stop waiting for comfort to approve your destiny. Start where you are. Use what you have. Move with what you know, because comfort says be safe. Success says be bold. And the ultra successful live by one rule. If it matters, start now and grow on the way.